Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about non-alignment movement. So non-alignment movement or NAM, which was happening during the time of Cold War. So let us see what is the importance of the non-alignment movement in international relations. The formation of non-alignment movement happened in a conference, that is Asia Africa Conference, which was held at Bandung in Indonesia in the year 1955. So we know that the Second World War came to an end in 1945, and 10 years after that, the idea of non alignment movement came into being. The first summit of non-alignment movement occurred in Belgrade, Yugoslavia in the year September 1961. So 6 years after its formation, we had the first summit of NAM occurred. Then who are the members or the founders of the non-alignment movement? So generally five major leaders are there. Joseph Broz Tito of Yugoslavia, Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt, Jawaharlal Nehru of India, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and Sukarno of Indonesia. If you look at these leaders, you can see that these are leaders from newly independent countries or newly independent nations. After 1945, during the time of 1950s and all, the Cold War started. And Cold War, it was a war of words and ideology between USA and USSR. So the whole world was separated into two groups, one under the leadership of USA and one under the leadership of USSR. So, non alignment movement is not joining in any of these groups, and it is a movement for the newly independent nations also. The purpose is to ensure the national independence, sovereignty, territorial integrity, and security of non aligned countries. So, we know that there are non aligned countries are there, which those countries are not joining in any of these alliances, and their national independence, their sovereignty, and their territorial integrity and security are the major objectives or the purpose of this particular organization. Non alignment movement or NAM always struggle against imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonialism, racism, and all forms of foreign subjugation because they have experienced this in the past years. So they are always against imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonialism, and racism. So, what are the characteristics of NAM, non-alignment movement? So we can see that independent foreign policy based upon non-alignment and peaceful coexistence. So their main focus will be on non-alignment and peaceful coexistence. Opposition to colonialism and support for liberation movements. So they have supported or they always support the liberation movements, and they always oppose colonialism. Non membership of any military alliance or bloc. So, we have already mentioned that peaceful coexistence is the main objective or characteristic of NAM. So, they are not a member of any military alliance or bloc. Absence of bilateral military base or bases on the territory of the state. So, whoever are the members of the non alignment movement, they, in their country, there is complete absence of bilateral military bases, absence of foreign military base on the territory of the state. So these are some of the major characteristics of non-alignment movement. Regarding the principles of non-alignment movement, they respect for the principles enshrined in the Charter of United Nations and international law. We know that after the Second World War in 1945, the United Nations organization was formed. One of the major objectives of this organization is to ensure peace and security in the whole world and to avoid a third world war. So they always support the non-alignment movement, always supported the United Nations and their charter. Their respect for sovereignty, sovereign equality, and territorial integrity for all states. That is another principle of the now. Peaceful settlement of all international conflicts in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations. So they always obey the Charter of United Nations. So and they believed in United Nations in the peaceful settlement of all international conflicts. Respect for the political, economic, social, and cultural diversity of countries and people. They respect each and every country because they feel that each and every country has their own identity in the international politics. So, it is our duty to respect the political, economic, social, and cultural diversity of the countries and their people. Non interference in the internal affairs of states. No state or group of states has the right to intervene either directly or indirectly, whatever the motive, in the internal affairs of any other state. So, we are not entitled to do that. We cannot interfere into the affairs of the other state, especially the internal affairs of another state. So these are the major information regarding non-alignment movement, and the non-alignment movement started during the Cold War period. Their major objective was not to join in any of these alliances. One alliance was under the control of United States, and another alliance was under the control of USSR. I hope this session was useful. Thank you.